it seems clear to me, the more I think about it and read and pray about it and talk about it, that the author is talking about a legitimate type of falling away. But I don't know what your particular view is there, but my thoughts are that these are folks who have been brought from the old covenant era into the new covenant. They are people that have partaken of new covenant means of grace, such as sat under the preaching of the word, and the language that's used in chapter 6 speaks about those who have once been enlightened. That was an early church designation for baptism and catechesis that was coupled with it, who have tasted of the heavenly gift, which was also somewhat an indication of partaking in the Lord's Supper. And then even, experienced some of the ministry, the work of the Holy Spirit. That could certainly be through the preaching. But Jesus talks even about folks like Judas, who would even perform miracles, yet not know him. And so there would be those new covenant members that in this present covenant historical era, it seems the author is certainly understanding that there can be people who are truly, legitimately, really members of the new covenant, yet not regenerate, not elect, and will fall away because of unbelief. Now that can't be the case in the eschaton, because there will be an identical, the visible church and the invisible church will be identical, coterminous. But in this present wilderness wandering, there are those in the family, just as there were Israelites on the pilgrimage who did not enter into their rest because they didn't believe.
Yeah, and what we're going to see by the end of this, I hope we'll have brought it out well enough to see that as goes the realm, so goes the community. In the new heavens, new earth, as you were talking about, the visible and the invisible will be one. Well, that's right. In the new heavens, new earth, that is a place where only righteousness dwells. No sin will be able to enter. And so there will be a final cutting off of the covenant at that point. And those who are not truly elect in the covenant will be cut off and will experience eternal condemnation. Whereas those in the new heavens, new earth, a regenerate only community then. That's why we suggest that perhaps, and this isn't to name call, but that our particular Baptists have an over-realized eschatology, because we're in the wilderness now, and as goes the realm, so goes the people. In the wilderness, it's a realm where it's a mixed community. They can fall away from the covenant, or they can go on to receive its blessings. And I think that's really drawn out. I spent a lot of my time in chapter 10, and I think that's really drawn out there in a parenetic section that he does just after quoting Jeremiah 31. And so that's really interesting, and why I wanted to focus a lot of my work in Hebrews 10, because he quotes Jeremiah 31, the promise of the new covenant, which on a Baptist read indicates that it's a regenerate only community, even in this age. But then he goes on in verses 19 through 31 to give this parenetic instruction of both encouragement and warning. And I might read through that, just making brief notes along the way to really show that parenetic section, because I think it really contrasts the Baptistic read of Jeremiah 31 and its quotation there.